Just 1 week away from the start of the traditional calendar school year. Tomorrow morning, Wake County is hosting a conference at Apex Friendship High School for staff to highlight the district's mental health resources for students.
Cases of teenage depression have increased in the past decade, according to the CDC. And earlier this year, the U.S. Surgeon General cited social media as a potential reason. WRAL 5 on your sides. Kaylee Arthur is here now with some ways to help your teen manage their use of this often addicting technology.
It's so addicting. We are talking about all teens right now, but I want you to think about the statistic regarding females. 3 in 5 girls report feeling so sad or hopeless they can't participate in daily activities. And when you talk to young women and men, they admit they wish their parents did more to limit that social media use. Social media. It's a part of our lives, whether we like it or not, and new versions and new apps constantly battle for our precious attention.
I still wear them. I still rock them.
In its most positive application, it's a connector to family and friends who are sometimes oceans away.
And like me from India, that's the only way I can talk to people back in India. So yeah, it plays a great part in my life.
But the dark side of social media often eclipses the good, whether it's unwanted contact.
There's creepy people on the internet that when you're young, you're naive and you trust random people sometimes on the internet.
Or being bombarded by images of someone else's life that seems so much better than your own.
I feel like it definitely changed how I'd say body image specifically, how women see other women for body image. Yeah, especially a young girl.
Findings from the Pew Research Center show nearly all American teens go online to engage with their peers every day, and half report going online, quote, almost constantly. And believe it or not, looking back, the young women we spoke to tell 5 on your side they wish their parents had stepped in more often to stop the social media madness.
I was an only child, so my parents didn't really understand social media fully.
You're online, you're absorbed into another world. The world is very blurred from reality, and you can be on it for indefinite periods of time. The phone is so addicting that people can't be without it.
Dr. Scott Krakauer, a New York-based psychiatrist, says some teens spend between 6 and 8 hours a day on screens, much of it on social media. The good news is the American Psychological Association report that teens who cut their social media use by 50% for a few weeks felt better about their weight and overall appearance.
Both iOS and Android offer pretty robust parental controls options. So if you don't want your teen using a certain app, go into the settings and say, okay, I don't want this app being used after 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.
Shutting off the Wi-Fi is also a good option. Find your router's IP address and access the admin controls. Look for time scheduling or parental controls sections. There, you can set up a Wi-Fi schedule for your devices. And remember, you can set up all devices in your home to follow one schedule or set different schedules for each device. And even if your teen puts up a fight, take it from these two. They'll thank you later on.
So I didn't really get monitored on social media when I was younger, which I wish I would have had a little bit more monitoring, but
And why do you wish that?
just because growing up as a girl, I feel like it was different and it's creepy.
Well, easier said than done. We know teens can be a little difficult. Parents can also establish tech-free zones in certain rooms or during specific periods during the day. Also, modeling that kind of behavior you want to see in your child can lead to some really positive changes.
Boy, that's a great point. Get off social media if you want your kids to get off social media.
Yeah, and adults are addicted too.
Oh, no doubt.
I've seen them in practice. All right, Q.